2057 development plan.
So I'm building up to
although
that.
the 40-year development plan still exists, you think this one is necessary? This latest one is necessary?
Yes, so it's rather refreshing to have seen that Dr. Abrampa and his team are going back to this long-term development plan. I dare say that actually what has been launched is just an offshoot of the document that was prepared in 2018, which has been the 40-year development plan, because it's the same 40-year development plan that ends in 2057. And the idea of doing that 40-year development plan was engineered and inspired by the fact that it is tied to our independence. And you would recall Nkrumah's 7-year development plan was tied to same. And so our idea is that by the time Ghana is 100 years, how do we want to see Ghana? Now, the problem I have with what the position or the view expressed by Dr. Abrampa in this particular case is that for the need of accountability, for which reason the Constitution provided for the Chapter 6, the Directive Principles of State Policy, there is a need for the National Development Plan to be somewhat prescriptive, so that the prescription would allow for accountability. Now, when you open it, you make it moribund, it's only about the vision and broad targets. It gives political, operatives, particularly looking at the arrangement of our Constitution, the luxury to ignore those long-term development plans. And so, if you look at the Black Star Rising, I guess, is the same document perhaps Dr. Abrampa is talking about, which is the Ghana at 100 plan. If you look at that document beyond the broad visions, which are not significantly different from what Dr. Abrampa is talking about, also captures some specific steps, some specific things that must be done to be able to achieve that macroeconomic targets, to be able to achieve that natural resource and social policy development targets, and so on and so forth. In that case, if any government is binded by those broad frameworks, which may be rather prescriptive, it helps you count.
But Peter, the evidence of the last few years show that parties have ignored the existing plan. And that, I guess, is what has influenced this indicative strategy, because parties don't want to be told what to do. So give them a broad framework within which they can then have their own specified plans in their manifestos, but speaks to the broader picture as articulated in the vision.
Okay, so Evans, you see, Ghana is not the only country in the world, and other countries have gone the path that Ghana has gone, and other countries have long-term development plans. And one good thing about development is that there are models that you can follow, and you have seen the outcome of those countries, so you can predict how you will go. Now, there is no country that is having a development plan that's the development plan encompasses only broad visions. No, some of the development predictions are prescriptive, and it helps you to draw your program. And that is why the Constitution says in Article 36 that the government must prepare a medium-term 4-year program that responds to those prescriptions in the National Development Plan. Now, when you provide no prescription, then you allow anybody to do what they want. And it's like you don't know where you are going. When you are traveling to a destination, you do not know. Any road will take you there.
But the document will guide you. No, that's not true. I mean, the document will guide you.
But yes, Evans, that's the point I'm making. That you see, if
the indicative document will guide you.
Enough. Yes, so if it's prescriptive enough, it enhances the journey, the road you take to your destination. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay. Let's, for example, look at this typical example of the indicators in the 2018 document. We predicted that in 2021, from 2018 to 2021, we should be reducing energy losses from 24% to 12%. Now, because those prescriptions were totally ignored, and the directives of, if you want, not directives, but the prescriptions that were given were ignored, we realized that by 2021, our losses had rather increased from 24% to 29.7%. Now, one other indicator that testifies to the need to be a little bit more prescriptive is that in 2018, we were looking at increasing the capital consumption of energy from 348 kilowatts hour per capita to, let's say, 150 kilowatts hour per capita. And what did we see? We have seen that we have performed woefully inadequate, and we have rather reduced from 348 to 302 kilowatts hour per capita.
Peter, let me ask you.
This tells you the effect, the glaring effect of ignoring those prescriptions that are provided.